Now you can see the different ranges. You have already located this Karakoram, Ladakh, Jaskar, right? Pir Panjal, Dhauladhar. Yeah, we can do the revision. Like here, Dafla, Miri, Abor, Mismi, this Namcha Barwa peak. This is Nanga Parvat. From Nanga Parvat to Namcha Barwa is the extension of Greater Himalayas, right? From Nanga Parvat to Namcha Barwa. And this Janskar range is part of this Greater Himalayas. You know it? Janskar range is part of Greater Himalayas, right? Yeah, now come to this part. Aravali, right? Aravali, then just east of Aravali is Marwad Plain, then Madhya Bharat Pathar, right? Then here lies the Bundelkhand. Here, this is your Malwa Plateau. This is your Vindhya range, right? Then the further extension of Vindhya is known as Kaimur. This is Kaimur range. Here is your Satpura, Gavilgarh, Rajpipla, Gavilgarh, Mahadev, right? Maikal. This is Mahadev Hills. Where is a peak of Pachmadi? Dhupgarh. Dhupgarh is the highest peak of this Satpura range, and that lies in Mahadev Hills, Dhupgarh. When you go to visit Pachmadi, you will visit for the sunrise and sunset here in Dhupgarh peak. This is the highest peak of this Satpura range, Dhupgarh peak, right? Then here, this is the Chota Nagpur, and a part of it is known as Hazaribagh Plateau, right? This is, here is Rajmahal Hills. Parasnath is the highest peak of this Rajmahal Hills, Parasnath. Then this is the Garjat Hills in Odisha. Badam Pahad. This region is important for iron ore, right? Then here in this Meghalaya Plateau, Garo, Khasi and Jantia Hills, right? From west to east, Garo, Khasi and Jantia Hills. Then here, south of Satpura is the Ajanta range. Then this is Satmala Hills. Ajanta range, then this is Satmala Hills, right? This is Balaghat, this is Harishchand. See the extension of the ranges. This is Ajanta, this is Satmala, this is Balaghat, this is Harishchand, right? Here is Gir range in Kathiawar Peninsula. Then we should complete it. Nallamala in Andhra. Nallamala, Palakunda, Velikonda, then Javadi, Shevarai, Pachamalai. Then this is Nilgiri Hills. This is the meeting point of this Western Ghat and Eastern Ghats. Then here is Anaimalai, Anaimudi Peak, then Kardamam Hills. They are the southernmost hilly region of India. Okay, and this is your Doda Beta Peak in Nilgiri Hills. This is Anaimudi Hills. Anaimudi Peak is the highest peak of this southern portion, Anaimudi. Okay, and highest peak of Nilgiri region is Doda Beta. Then here is Baba Budan Hills, also important for iron ore in Karnataka. So they were the most important hills and peaks. So Vindhya range includes Kaimur and Vindhyachal hills, right? Bhandeer or Bhanrer Plateau of northeastern MP, the main scarp that overlooks the valleys of Son and Narmada River. The western part of the range is made up of mainly Deccan Trap. Vindhya range ka jo western part hai, that is covered by Deccan Trap. The plain topography of the Vindhyan rocks are buried by the outpouring of Deccan lavas. Many tributaries of Yamuna like Chambal, Sindh, Betwa, Dhasan, Ken originate from near the Vindhya range and that drain the Son River courses mostly through Kaimur hills. These Kaimur hills. This. because you know that Son River that comes from here and it drains here. Okay, because here is Yamuna, Ganga. Here lies Yamuna. Then Son River flows from here and it drains here in Ganga, right? So Kaimur Hills region, Son River courses mostly through Kaimur Hills. These are important mountain peaks. One more time, we'll revise the Himalayan peaks like Godwin Austen or K2. K2 Godwin Austen, right? This is your K2 in Karakoram region. This is Nanga Parvat. Here from the greater Himalayas start, right? Then these are the important peaks of Kumayu Himalaya in Uttarakhand. Bandar Pooch. Bandar Pooch is the peak nearby which lies the source of Yamuna River, Yamunotri Glacier. That lies in Bandar Pooch peak, right? So it is important peak. Kamed Sikhar. Then Nanda Devi National Park, right? Then here in Nepal Himalaya, it is the Dhaulagiri. This is Mount Everest. This is Makalu. This is also a high peak. Kanchenjunga on the border of Sikkim and Nepal, right? Nokrek is the highest peak in Shillong Plateau. Nokrek. Then Namcha Barwa, it lies in the north of, just north of Arunachal Pradesh in Tibetan region, right? It is not in India. Keep in mind that Namcha Barwa is not in India. It is just north of Arunachal Pradesh in Tibet, right? So this is the highest peak of Phawangpui Mountains or Blue Mountains in Mizoram. Then here Parasnath, highest peak of this plateau. Okay, this Chota Nagpur Plateau. Mahendragiri, Arayakonda, it is known not Armakoda, it is Aroyakonda. And this is called, this is Mahendragiri, Aroyakonda. Then highest peak of Nilgiri, this is Dodabetta. Highest peak of South India, that is Anaimudi. Then this is Agastya Malai. Kudremukh or Baba Budan Hills, this is Brahmagiri Hills, right? Then Mahabaleshwar, Kalsubai, Gorakhnath. This is your Dhupgarh, nearby Pachmadi in Mahadev Hills. This is Guru Shikhar, the highest peak of Aravalli, right? So in this way, we have revised all these peaks. Yes, Kalsubai is important peak because this is the highest peak of, you can say, the northern Sahyadri. Means in the whole of Sahyadri, the highest peak is Anaimudi, or the highest peak of South India is also Anaimudi. But on the northern Sahyadri or northern part of Western Ghats, the highest peak is Kalsubai in Maharashtra. Okay, in the northern side. Likewise, Mahendragiri is also called the highest peak of this Eastern Ghats. Okay, but some of the peaks like Aroyakonda is also one of the highest peaks. Mahendragiri is not the highest one. So south of Narmada Valley lies the Satpura range. Satpura commences in the west from Rajpipla Hills, then Gavilgarh through Mahadev up to Mekal range. Okay, Mahadev Hills composed mostly of Gondwana rocks are the source of the Tapi River. You know that Tapi River valley is important for coal, right? So they are made up of Gondwana rocks. That is why they are important for coal. You know that Gondwana rocks are in the form of coal. Yeah. Mekal range, mainly made up of Deccan lavas with some nice inliers, forms the headwaters of Narmada, Son and Mahanadi rivers. Means Narmada, Son and Mahanadi have their headwaters, means they have their origin. Like this is Son river, this is Narmada river, and this is Mahanadi river. So they have their headwaters nearby this, nearby this Mekal range, right? Dhupgarh near Pachmadi in Mahadev Hills is the highest peak of Satpura, right? So all these facts are important because most of the questions will be asked from this document, right? So you have to memorize all the things, you have to locate them, revise them. Yeah, one more thing, that radial drainage, that is also known as centrifugal drainage. There are two types of such drainage patterns in one pattern. In one pattern, rivers come towards a central location, right? This is inland or centripetal drainage pattern. Such drainage pattern is found in arid and semi-arid climates, like in Rajasthan. As I discussed that, those areas in and around Pachpadra Basin, Degana, Loon Karansal, Didwana, Sambar, those regions are examples of such inland or centripetal drainage, right? And some of the drainage is like that from a central location, rivers radiate like this. This is just opposite of this. This is centrifugal or radial drainage pattern. So such drainage pattern, radial drainage pattern, is found nearby Amarkantak on the eastern side of Satpura. Here from what happens, that this is the region from where Son in this direction, Narmada and Tapi in this direction, Mahanadi in this direction, they radiate like this. Okay, so like this is the Amarkantak. When you will, I have been to this region. My uncle was posted over there. So I went to visit that place, Amarkantak, and I have seen those originating waters of Narmada and a very small river, means a local river, flows from there. And that means after accumulating the waters from other tributaries also, that makes the Narmada river. Okay, then such type of rivulets also flow from this direction and they make this Son river. Such type of rivers, they also make Mahanadi river, right? So this is the radial drainage pattern found in this region. So east of the Makal range is the Baghelkhand plateau. You know that Baghelkhand, made up of limestone and sandstone on the west and granite and gneiss in the east. Baghelkhand is bounded on the north by Son river. On the southern portion, there are anticlinal hills and Srinagar valleys, and not so important. Then east of Baghelkhand lies the Chota Nagpur plateau. Chota Nagpur plateau. This is also an important plateau. Most of the northern part of Jharkhand, comprising of Ranchi plateau and Hazaribagh plateau, means it is divided into two. One part is like this is Chota Nagpur plateau. One part is Ranchi plateau and other part is Hazaribagh plateau. Okay, midwestern part is called Partlands. This is also an example of a lateritic plateau, a plateau made up of laterite. Means after erosion, that makes laterite soil. That is why some of the laterite soils are also found in this Partland region. Netarhat Part, this is an example of a Partland in the Ranchi plateau. Parasnath Hill rises in the height of Rajmahal Hills. Rajmahal Hills is the easternmost part of this land. Okay, are made up of basalt and lava flows of Rajmahal trap. You know that this region, this particular region, is a trap just like Deccan trap. It is known as Rajmahal trap. While discussing the structure of India, I have discussed that just before Deccan trap, this land was also under the volcanic eruption, silent type of volcanic eruption, and that is older than Deccan lava. So this is also a trap region, and you know that trap region means lava flows, means here you can find, yes, black soil, means here in this part you can find laterite soil. Here in this part, black soil. So Chota Nagpur Plateau has radial drainage. This is also an example of radial drainage pattern, the same type of drainage pattern that you can find nearby Amarkantak. Means here from also many rivers flow in different directions. And the main rivers here are Damodar, Barakar, Subarn Rekha, North Koel and South Koel rivers. Note down these rivers. We'll later on see these rivers in the drainage of India, North Koel and South Koel. Right? Here you can find many picturesque waterfalls. This is also called the fall line of India, just like the fall line in USA. Chota Nagpur Plateau. There you can find a fall line, means very beautiful waterfalls. You can find in a series there, right? Then comes Silang Plateau. It is separated by Raj Mahal Garu Gap that I have just discussed. That there is a gap, means from this structure, then there is a gap, then this land, means this previously this Silang Plateau was a continuous attachment of this part of, means yeah, you can say Chota Nagpur or this structural peninsular part, but later on because of some upheavals, possibly the same time when Raj Mahal trap was formed, here was made a gap, and that gap was later on filled by the Ganges alluvium, right? So this is a Raj Mahal Garu Gap just nearby Raj Mahal Hills, Silang Plateau. Here you can find Garo, 𝐃𝐨𝐼𝐧𝐥𝐸𝐬𝐿 Hills of Meghalaya and Karbi Anglong Hills of Assam. They are important hills. Karbi Anglong region. Okay. I think important for your prelims. Where is Karbi Anglong Hills? In Assam, right? Garo, 𝐃𝐨𝐼𝐧𝐥𝐸𝐬𝐿 and Jaintia Hills, Meghalaya. Means like this is Garo, this is 𝐃𝐶, this is Jaintia. From Garo, 𝐃𝐶, Jaintia, right? And this whole is your Meghalaya Plateau, Shillong Plateau. Then again, the same mountain passes of India. We have done these passes of Himalayan part. Now see, in the peninsular part, there is also some important passes like this Haldi Ghati Pass. It lies in, you can say, the southern part of Aravallis, right? Aravalli, go from here like this. So that lies in the southern part of Aravalli's Haldi Ghati Pass in Rajasthan. Then here in Western Ghats, this is the Thal Ghat. This pass, this mountain pass is called Thal Ghat, also known as Kasar Ghat Pass, right? Then just south of it lies the Bhor Ghat. Thal Ghat, then Bhor Ghat, then Pal Ghat on the southern Sahyadri. Pal Ghat or Palakkad Gap. It is also called Palakkad or Pal Ghat Gap. So they are asked in arrangement questions like north to south, Thal Ghat, Bhor Ghat, and then Pal Ghat, right? Then the Deccan Plateau region. In Deccan Plateau, Maharashtra Plateau means the northern part of Deccan Plateau, where the horizontal lava sheets of basaltic rocks of Cretaceous period have led to the formation of Deccan Trap. Trap is such type of formation. This is called Trappean. Yeah. In the northern Deccan Plateau, right. Because that they have more conditions of erosion by the rivers and tributaries. Northern side, yeah. Means there could be some more factors. Means pedogenesis has numerous factors. Pedogenesis means genesis of soil. It has numerous factors. So because of just not because of the erosion of a particular rock, they have some also other factors. Means other chemical, means not only physical weathering, chemical changes like chemical weathering and other agents are also important. Zyadatar Maharashtra, right? Trappean structure, in short, called trap. Okay, such stair-like structure is known as Trappean structure. So Deccan Trap Then south of it is Karnataka Plateau, having Dharwad rock system. Then in Telangana region, Telangana Plateau consisting of Archean, gneiss, Kadapa and Vindhyan rock system. Then in Chhattisgarh lies the Chhattisgarh plain, also known as Mahanadi plain, extending from Chhattisgarh up to Odisha. Nearly horizontal beds of limestone and shales of Kadapa system. Northern part of the Western Ghats. Now come to Western Ghats. Northern part of Western Ghats from Tapi Valley to the little north of Goa is made up of horizontal sheets of Deccan lavas. Means this Western Ghats. Right. So this northern part up to Goa means starting from Tapi Valley. Here is the Tapi River Valley. Tapi goes like this from east to west. Horizontal means this part is mostly covered by Deccan lavas, and middle Sahyadri consists of granite and gneiss. Southern part of Western Ghats is separated from the main Sahyadris by Pal Ghat Gap, also known as Palakka Gap. Then Eastern Ghats having no structural unity or continuity is a chain of highly broken and detached hills from Mahanadi to Vaigai. You'll see, we have seen those detached hills like Nalamala, Palkonda, Velikonda, up to the river of Vaigai, river valley. Okay, so those were the rocks of Eastern Ghats. So in that way, we have finished this part, this peninsula, right? Then after completing peninsula, there are two smaller units, coastal plains and islands. Okay, we'll finish them. Where from? Near. Just see. One second, USB में. USB. Scroll down.
Yes, sir.
Yes, no. Yeah, this one. Coastal plain and yes. It is not opening. Okay. One second. Now we'll see that typical जो लिख के जो कैसे हो रहा है. Yeah, how it is there. So right, this was our Kutch and Kathiawar. This was Kutch Peninsula, this was Kathiawar Peninsula. Here, this was Shillong Plateau, right? And starting from here to here means this was Western Ghats, and this is Eastern Ghats, right? So this land, which is the coastal part of this peninsula, largely made up of the coastal rivers, right? So this is your west coastal plain, and this is east coastal plain. These coastal plains are made up of by coastal alluvium. Coastal alluvium means alluvial soil, the same alluvial soil like that of northern plains, Indo-Gangetic plains. Okay, but because this is on the coastal part, this is known as coastal alluvium. Okay, this is also brought down by rivers. You know that here are many rivers like Ganga River, like Mahanadi River, like Krishna, Godavari, Kaveri, Vegai. Okay, they have their delta formations over there on this. So with the integration of these, you can say that with the integration of these delta lands, this whole coastal land, coastal alluvium has been no, no, no. In this part, major rivers are major rivers are Narmada and Tapi. They are major rivers, but many such rivers and smaller rivers are found on the western part of this Western Ghats, and also some of the rivers in this Gujarat coastal parts. So these smaller rivers and rivers of Narmada and Tapi, they made this coastal plain, right? You know that Narmada and Tapi, they do not make, most of the western coast rivers, they do not make delta. Mostly they make estuary, right? Most of the rivers make estuaries, delta and estuary. Delta has such particular shape, many type of shapes, not only this perfect triangular shape. Yeah, delta maybe this type also. This is a cuspate shape delta. Yeah, this is arc shape also. Many type of shapes, but this type of shape only will be formed with the sediments. Means for delta formation, sediments are necessary. If any river is not able to carry with it a large load of sediments, it will not make delta. Corals. Corals actually, in this part you can see many coral lands, but most of the corals are found around Lakshadweep, because for coral formation not only lack of sediments, but there are also other temperature, that much depth, salinity, and a particular plant platform on which those coral polyps can grow their colonies, right? So platform is the first and foremost requirement. Platform at a particular depth where from they can start their colonies, right? So coastal plains are of great importance geologically and economically. Okay, east coast went straight up to Upper Assam during the Upper Mesozoic and Lower Cenozoic time. They are not so important facts. Just this one: the coasts that surround Indian Peninsula are of longitudinal Pacific type. This is an important concept. Longitudinal Pacific type coast, which border mountain chains. Such type of coastal lands which are bordered by mountain chains are known as longitudinal Pacific type, and they are arranged in this manner, means longitudinally. Okay. So Indian coastal land is an example of longitudinal Pacific type, in which they are bordered by mountain chains and they are extended in such north-south manner. The division of Indian coastal land is like this. This is Utkal coast or the coast of Odisha. This is Utkal coast, coastal land of Odisha. This is Andhra coast. This is Tamil Nadu coast. This is also known as, this coast is also known as Northern Sarkars. Northern Sarkars. And this coastal land is also known as Coromandel. Right? This is coast of Odisha, Utkal coast. Utkal coast extends from Mahanadi Delta to Ganga. Means here from up to here. This also merges with the delta of Ganga, right? Then this northern Sarkar coast extends from Pulicat Lake. Here is Pulicat Lake in Andhra Pradesh to Mahanadi Delta, up to this Mahanadi Delta, right? Then Coromandel coast from Pulicat Lake up to the southern tip, Kanyakumari, right? Now come to this part. This is your Kathiawar coast. This Gujarat coast is known as Kathiawar coast. Then this is the coast of Konkan up to Goa, right from Daman up to Goa. Then this smaller coastal land is known as Kanara coast, extends from Goa to Mangalore, right? This part, coast of Kanara. Then this part is the coast of Malabar. Malabar coastal plain extends from Mangalore to Kanyakumari. So this is the division, right? The east coast is much broader than the west coast. Means the width here on the eastern coast, this, you can see that here the width of the coast is less than this eastern part, right? And the notable feature of east coast is that the occurrence of several large deltas, while on the west coast is marked by estuaries, except in Pakistan where the Indus River has created a large delta. Means if you take this as an extension up to the Pakistan, so there you can find one example of delta, that is delta of Indus, right? And extensive mangrove swamps are a feature of these coasts. On both the coasts there are mangrove swamps, mangrove forest vegetation. Now coming first to east coast, it starts from the edge of Ganga Delta and extends right through the southernmost tip of peninsula of Cape Canaveral or Kanyakumari. The coast is mostly of emergent type. Emergent type means most of the part has been emerged out of the water. Means a coast can be made by submergence, submerged. A coast can be made up of submerged or emerged. A submerged coast or emergent coast means if a land has come out of the water, previously it was submerged, then later on it emerged, so it became like a coast. It is an emergent coast. Okay, so most of the east coast is of emergent type. Both are an example of, the coastline is an example of Pacific longitudinal type. The coastline means that is surrounded by volcanic chains, mountain chains. Okay, then the eastern coast is largely emergent type, means the land has come out of the water, emergent. Okay, regular in outline and dotted by offshore bars. There are offshore bars fine sea beaches, sand ridges, lagoons. The surface of the Kanthi coastal plain of West Bengal and Balasore coastal plain. This small strip of West Bengal is known as Kanthi coastal plain. And the coastal plain of Odisha is known as also the Balasore coastal plain, right? The coastal land around Mayurbhanj is known as Mayurbhanj coastal plain, right? South of the Krishna Delta, the coastal plain broadens again and successively named as Nellore, Tamil Nadu and Tuticorin plain. Means they are the smaller divisions of that coast. The area around Nellore is known as Nellore coastal plain, then Tamil Nadu, then Tuticorin coastal plain. They are mostly alluvial plain with belts of coastal sand dunes in between. Means there are also sand dunes. They are known as coastal sand dunes, like those of the sand dunes of Thar Desert. But they were true sand dunes, like Barkhan type, right? They are smaller coastal sand dunes. They are very small sand dunes found only on coastal sands. East coast is marked by many lagoons and deltas. Means this is also a feature of East coast. There are many lagoons and deltas. Most prominent Chilka lagoon, important one. Yeah, Chilka Lake. It is a type of lagoon. It is barred by two spits. Spits are smaller sand formations which connects means which are like extended from the mainland. Such type of spits from opposing directions. Another one is Pulikat Lake. It is also a type of lagoon, just north of Chennai. Deltas of Godavari and Krishna rivers have merged with each other. These are the deltas of Krishna and Godavari, and in between them there is a lake named as Kolleru Lake. Have advanced their face towards the sea, which is clear from the now inland Kolleru Lake. Okay. Once a lagoon on the seashore. Means previously this Kolleru Lake was like a lagoon on the seashore, just like Chilka. But now it has been inland because of the extension of the deltas. Yeah, sediments formation. Okay. Because of the deposition of more and more sediments on this, it has become inland, means inwards. So Kolleru Lake, smaller east flowing rivers such as Subarnarekha, Pennar, Palar. This is Celeron. No, this is Kolleroon. Kolleroon river. Okay, not Celeron. This is Kolleroon river. This makes the estuary, especially this river, though this is on the eastern part, this makes estuary. This is smaller river, Kolleroon. Okay, so such rivers make small estuaries. Means smaller rivers because they don't have that much load of sediments. They could make only estuaries, though they are on the east coast, right? West coast of India is a fault scarp type. What is a fault scarp type coast? Actually, what happened during the faulting of Narmada and Tapi region, there was also an upheaval on this side. Means previously this was like this was a continuous land. What happened? That much part was like submerged. Means you can take it like this. Like this was a whole Western Ghats. Okay. This much part has become submerged. Means that this part has gone down like this. Okay. So what happened? This has become like this. Means previously this part was here, but because of the upheaval, this part has gone down. This part, like this part has gone down. So now this part looks like a wall. Means if you are standing over here, previously this was a continuous land up to here, but now this part has gone down. So what happened? Now the rivers fell down like this, and they deposited sediments like this manner on this part. Okay, and that has become like means later on this part which was which was submerged, later on this was filled with alluvium, and this could become like a coastal plain, right? So that coastline is of a fault scarp type, because previously this was a continuous land, then a fault, a crack, there was a crack, there was a fault, then this land could submerge along the fault line. So this has become like a scarp, जैसे एक straight ढाल खड़ा हुआ है ना. So if you are standing here, you can see standing this part of Western Ghats just like standing, and rivers are like going down from here, and they are depositing their sediments on the western coastal plain. Okay, part. So several projections in the sea have formed open bays. South of the Indus Delta is the 𝐃𝐨𝐬𝐷𝐸 Peninsula. This was the 𝐃𝐨𝐬𝐷 coast. So barring it, except it, the western coastline runs straight from Gujarat plains to the extreme south as portrayed in the figure. This was also formed due to the faulting, just I discussed. A large number of very small streams descends from this Sahyadri range, from this fault, scarp, and now coastal plain. So Gujarat plains, first 𝐃𝐨𝐬𝐷, that is part of Gujarat plains. This part of Gujarat plain is mainly built by Sabarmati, Mahi, Narmada, and Tapi rivers. We'll see these rivers in the drainage of India, okay, which have formed large estuaries. Means these rivers, Sabarmati, Mahi, Narmada, and Tapi, mostly they make estuaries. Then comes the Konkan plain. To the south is a cliffy having several shoals, reefs, and islands in the Arabian Sea. Bombay, a former island. Bombay was previously an island. Okay, now it has been connected to the mainland. It is now connected to the mainland with reclamation. There is submerged coast near Bombay. Means most of the coast is emergent type, but there are some examples of like submergence nearby Bombay. On the Malabar coastal plain, Kerala, there are a number of lakes, lagoons, and backwaters which are called kayals here, like Alippi backwaters in Alappuzha. They are locally known as kayals there. Actually, the saline waters of mangroves are found there, and saline water of means seaside, coming back towards the land, because those areas are below the sea level. Okay, so that is known as the kayals or backwaters. Most of the and the largest among them is the Vembanad Lake. Cochin Harbour is situated on its opening into the sea, just on the tip of the Vembanad Lake, right? So they are the no figures. No. I think it is here.
Sir, like channels number discussed here. Channels 90 channel, 10 channel.
Yeah, coming to that point.
Recently, इसमें 90 channel Lakshadweep का.
Yes. Where is? Yeah, this is it. Yeah, now come to islands part. Means this is, we are discussing 5 units, 5 major units, 5 major physiographic regions of India, right? Yeah, 5 physical features. One was northern mountains, that is your Himalayas. Second one was Great Plains, Indo-Gangetic Plain. Third one was your Peninsular Plateau, just discussed. Fourth one was coastal plains. Now come to fifth part, that is your islands. If you revise all these units, okay, there is no chance of missing even a single question from Indian geography, from physical part. Okay, if you do all these topics along with drainage. Means not only that there is a particular plateau like Malwa Plateau. So where is its location? What are the important hills over there? What is important peak in Malwa Plateau? What are the rivers of Malwa Plateau? Means all that. Means you have to see a particular unit like a region, like a regional unit. Means your approach should be regional. Later on, you can also connect to other topics with that, like what is the soil of Malwa Plateau, what is the vegetation type of Malwa Plateau, what are the major crops grown over there, right? So, islands, Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweep Islands. These are the two major groups of island. So, it is Andaman Nicobar archipelago means group of islands in the Bengal, Bay of Bengal side, Lakshadweep group in the Arabian Sea side, right? They are like these Andaman and Nicobar Islands are unsubmerged peaks of ridges continuous with the Manipur, Burma, Arakan, Yoma mountain ranges through the Burmese islands of 𝐂𝐸𝐻 and Preparis. Okay, means it is also known as means like this is the syntaxial bend of Himalayas. Then this is the Purvanchal Himalaya. Then there is further extension known as Arakan Yoma. Okay, so this is the unsubmerged peak of ridges continuous with the Manipur Burma, also known as in Burma it is known as Arakan Yoma mountain ranges. Then through the Burmese islands of 𝐂𝐸𝐻 and Preparis, they are also part of this series. Like, okay, though they are not part of Andaman and Nicobar group of islands, but they are found in a series. This ridge continues to Sumatra. Means this ridge is continuous up to Sumatra. A parallel chain occurs to the east of the Andaman Nicobar ridge, but it is almost entirely submerged. But for the volcanic islands of Narcondam and Barren Islands can be seen over there, right? So they are important. Means where is 𝐂𝐸𝐻 Island? Where is Preparis? Where is Arakan Yoma? Right? Where is Narcondam, Barren? We have to see them. So this is the is that visible? We'll see here from the north, 𝐂𝐸𝐻 Islands. 𝐂𝐸𝐻 Islands, they are part of Myanmar, right? Then this is the North Andaman. This is the whole Andaman island. This is the northern part. Then this one is middle part. Then this one is southern part, right? It can be divided in this manner: North Andaman, Middle Andaman, then Southern Andaman. Then this is Little Andaman. Then this is Nicobar. This group of island is Nicobar. This group of island, this group is known as Andaman, right? Then this group of island is known as Nicobar. So under this group of Andaman islands, there is North Andaman, Middle Andaman, and South Andaman. You can see that Port Blair, which is the capital of this Andaman and Nicobar Islands, is located in South Andaman, right? Port Blair. So first we have to see the major features like North, Middle, and South Andaman. Sorry. The capital of Andaman and Nicobar Island group of islands is Port Blair, that is located in South Andaman. Then there is also an important island recently named as Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Island. It has been named recently. Previously it was known as Ross Island. Now this Ross Island just nearby Port Blair is known as Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Island, right? So this is also an important island. And these group of islands, this was previously known as Havelock Island. It has now been renamed as Swarajdeep because they have current affairs significance. That is why I am discussing. This Havelock Island is now named as Swarajdeep. This Neil Island, previously it was Neil Island. This is now known as Shahid Deep. Swarajdeep, Shahid Deep. Swarajdeep is Havelock Island, Shahiddeep is Neil Island. Okay. Then the southernmost tip of this South Andaman is known as Rutland Island. Rutland Island, the southernmost tip. Okay. The highest peak of Andaman and Nicobar Island is Saddle Peak, that is in North Andaman. Saddle Peak means the capital of Port Blair lies in South Andaman. The highest peak, that is Saddle Peak, that lies in North Andaman, right? Many beautiful questions may be made from here, from group of islands, because this year, because of Lakshadweep news, I think islands will be most important. So you have to see all these facts. Now, Narkundam Island and Barren Island, they are the two important volcanoes in India, right? Narkundam is now an extinct island. It has no recent history of volcanic activity. But Barren Island are active. They are still active. They are active volcano. Barren Island. Though they are named as barren, but they are active. They are still active. Means barren, but they are fertile. Right? They are spewing magma. Now, between Andaman and Little Andaman, means between this main island of Andaman and Little Andaman, there is a passage, there is channel known as Duncan Passage. Duncan Passage divides South Andaman from Little Andaman, right? Duncan Passage. Then just south of Little Andaman is 10-degree channel. In a way, 10-degree channel divides Andaman group of islands from Nicobar group of islands. So 10-degree channel is the division line between Andaman and Nicobar. Then the northernmost island of Nicobar group is 𝐃𝐨𝐼𝐧𝐥𝐸𝐬. Right? Then there are some smaller islands like Comorta Island, Non-Corrie Island. They are not so much important. Then this is the Sombero channel between, you can say, the 𝐶𝐴 Nicobar group and Greater Nicobar group. Okay, Sombero channel. Then Little Nicobar, then Greater Nicobar, smaller islands. Mount Thulier, it is also an important peak of this group of islands. Mount Thulier lies in Great Nicobar. Then Indira Point, that is the southernmost point of India, lies in the tip of Great Nicobar. Right? So this is all about your Andaman and Nicobar, right? So they both are important. Saddle Peak on North Andaman and Mount Thulier in Greater Nicobar, right? There are some more important facts. Like this was formed in 1st November 1956, area around this. Forests are dense tropical rainforest. 90% of area is covered by dense tropical rainforest. 10-degree channel you have seen separates Andaman from Nicobar Islands. 10-degree channel. Okay, there is one more channel, Great Channel, that separates Great Nicobar Island from Sumatra Island. After Great Nicobar, there is a channel, like this is Great Nicobar, then this is a channel, then Sumatra Island of Indonesia, right? So this channel is known as Great Channel. Volcanoes of Narkundam and Barren. Barren is an active volcano. Duncan Passage, Rutland Island and Little Andaman के बीच में. State animal is dugong. Dugong is a marine mammal species. Dugong. Language is mostly Bengali, Hindi, Tamil. Coconut crab is found over here. What's biggest land living arthropod? Capital is Port Blair, largest city in archipelago. Population is like this. Climate, tropical marine climate. Total islands around 572. Inhabited islands are 38. Highest peak is Saddle Peak. One more important peak was Mount Thulier in Nicobar. Tribes, important tribes are 𝐂𝐨𝐮𝐫𝐬𝐞𝐬, Jarawas, Great Andamanese, Sentinelese, and Sompens. Okay. Right. There are 5 tribal groups, particularly vulnerable tribal groups, जो PV TGs होते हैं, है ना? They are these: 𝐂𝐨𝐮𝐫𝐬𝐞𝐬, Jarawa, Great Andamanese, Sentinelese, and Sompens. They are all particularly vulnerable tribal groups, right? So this is all about Andaman and Nicobar. Now come to Lakshadweep group of islands. Lakshadweep, as the name connotes, that there might be some 1 lakh islands, but now the main islands are there, like this. 2 island groups are there: 𝐂𝐨𝐻𝐵𝐵 and 𝐵𝐵 group. Okay, means there is one group, 𝐂𝐨𝐵𝐵 island groups, this group, and this group is 𝐵𝐵 island, right? So in 𝐂𝐨𝐵𝐵 group, Kiltan, Amini, Androt, Kananor, Kavaratti, they are the islands, main islands. In 𝐂𝐨𝐵𝐵 group means this 9-degree channel divides 𝐂𝐨𝐵𝐵 islands from 𝐵𝐵 group of islands, right? 9-degree channel. Or you can say Kavaratti from 𝐵𝐵 group of islands, okay? And there are main islands in 𝐂𝐨𝐵𝐵 group: Kiltan, Amini, Androt, Kannanur, and Kavaratti. That is the capital of Lakshadweep. Then 9-degree channel, then 𝐵𝐵 group of island, that is 𝐵𝐵 island, then 8-degree channel that divides, yeah, this is the Maldives. Maldives group of island from, means just south of 𝐵𝐵 island lies the 8-degree channel, then Maldives, right? Then see these channels. 8-degree channel separates Maldives and 𝐵𝐵 islands. 9-degree 𝐵𝐵 and Kavaratti island. 11-degree Kavaratti and 𝐂𝐨𝐵𝐵 island, right? Then in Andaman and Nicobar, there were tropical rainforest. Here there are almost no forest on the island. In such type of dense forest are not there. You can see just palm trees and smaller vegetation. Okay, coconut palm. Okay, coconut is the only major crop. Butterfly fish is the state animal. Sooty tern is the state bird. Breadfruit is the state tree. You can find atolls, coral reefs, and submerged islands. Lakshadweep is the only atoll and coral island in India and one of the largest atoll systems in the world. Earlier, they were known as Lakshadweep, 𝐵𝐵, and 𝐂𝐨𝐵𝐵. In 1973, they were named as Lakshadweep. Previously, they were known as Lakshadweep, 𝐵𝐵, 𝐂𝐨𝐻𝐵𝐵. This island group has great diversity of flora and fauna. Pitti Island, that is an uninhabited island, has a bird sanctuary. It has a Pitti Island bird sanctuary. Main occupation is fishing, coconut cultivation, coir making, and also tourism. Tourism activities. Official languages are Malayalam and English. So there are almost 36 islands, out of which 10 islands are inhabited. The islands are widely scattered in the Arabian Sea. Yes, the group is known as the islands north of 11th parallel, or collectively known as 𝐂𝐨𝐵𝐵 Islands. North of 11th parallel, that is your 11 degree. Okay, 11 degree channel. They are north of 𝐂𝐨𝐵𝐵. They include Chetlat, Bitra, Kelton, Cadmat, Amini, and a few tiny atolls. And south of this parallel are Androth, Pitti, Agatti, Kalpatti, Kavaratti, Cherian, Kalpeni, and several smaller islands together known as Kannanur Islands. Amin Devi and Kannanur, these are two groups. Okay. Nicobar is an isolated island situated 250 kilometers south of Kavaratti, which is the capital. And Nicobar is only 140 kilometers from Maldives. Right? So this is Amin Devi group, this is Kannanur group. It is divided by 11-degree channel. So this is all about islands. So from tomorrow on, we will do drainage. Okay. Tomorrow we will complete the drainage of India, northern Himalayan rivers and southern peninsular rivers, right? And we will also do the map work along with that. I think that is a more suitable activity. Means along with these facts, we can collate those informations in atlas, right? Which atlas are you using?
That's one.
School atlas, yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Introducing the Prelims Target course and Prelims test series at ProdEgyIAS. Designed for UPSC Prelims 2026, this comprehensive program offers in-depth classes on history, geography, science and tech, environment, polity and governance, and economy. Stay updated with current affairs and sharpen your skills with our Prelims test series consisting of 50 full-length tests covering all subjects along with CSAT. Join ProdEgyIAS and stay ahead.